BSMH 3063, Change Management, Group D. Chapter 4, Approaches in Implementing Change. Prepared by Nurul Nabila binti Rahman, 252721, Tong Wei Chin, 253051, Siti Aisyah binti Muhammad, 255321, Ella Syaira binti Romi Kasidi, 256460. Prepared for Dr. Muhammad Farid. We will cover three subtopics: Organizational Development (OD) approach, Change Management approach, Contemporary approaches. I will start with Organizational Developmental (OD) approach. OD is a process that helps organizations to change and achieve greater effectiveness. There are 8 characteristics of traditional OD approach. First, it is planned and involves the systematic diagnosis of the whole organizational system, a plan for its improvement, and provision for adequate resources. Second, the top of the organization is committed to the change process. Third, it aims at improving the effectiveness of the organization in order to help achieve its mission. Fourth, it is long-term, typically taking 2 or 3 years to achieve effective change. Fifth, it is action-oriented. Sixth, change of attitude and behavior is focus of change effort. Seventh, experiential-based learning is important as it helps to identify current behaviors and modifications that are needed. The last one is groups and teams form the key focus for change. OD is a type of change that is incremental, developmental, and first order. There are 3 sets of values that involve. First is humanistic value that relate to openness, honesty, and integrity. Next, democratic value that relate to social justice, freedom of choice, and involvement. Last is developmental values that relate to authenticity, growth, and self-realization. Human development, fairness, openness, choice, and the balance between autonomy and constraint are fundamental to the values. The values were radical and focused on people, in comparison in the 1940s and 1950s where organizational hierarchy was dominant. Central to the traditional OD approach is the role of the OD practitioner. It can be internal or external to the organization. It helps to structure activities to help the organization members solve their problem and learn to do better. There are 8 steps for an OD practitioner to help the organization. First, problems identification. Someone in the organization becomes aware of what that person thinks is a problem that needs to be addressed. Second, consultation with an OD practitioner. The client and the practitioner come together with the latter endeavoring to create a collaborative dialogue. Third, data gathering and problem diagnosis. Interviews, observations, surveys, and analysis of performance data occur to assist in problem diagnosis. Fourth, feedback. The consultant provides the client with relevant data, at the same time protecting the identity of people from whom the information was obtained. Fifth, joint problem diagnosis. As part of the action research process, people are involved in consideration of information and discuss what it means in terms of required changes. Sixth, joint action planning. The specific actions that need to be taken are identified. Seventh, change actions. The introduction of and transition to new techniques and behaviors occurs. And the last one is further data gathering. Outcomes of change are determined and further action are identified. There are a few skills that an OD practitioner needs in coaching people. First, intrapersonal skills. Have a well-developed set of values and personal integrity. Next, interpersonal skills. To work with groups, gain their trust, and provide them with counseling and coaching. Then, general consultation skills. Knowledge about intervention technique to assist them. And the last one is organization development theory, to ensure that they have a current understanding of the specialist field. There are 6 criticisms of OD. First, OD definition and concept. OD may consist of single or multiple interventions over a different period of time, so establishing the relationship between OD and its ability to enhance organizational effectiveness is difficult. Second, internal validity problems. This relates to whether the change that occurred was caused by the change intervention or a range of other factors. Third, external validity problems. This is the generalizability question and relates to whether OD and its technique are appropriate to all organizational settings. Fourth, lack of theory. There is no comprehensive theory of change to assist researchers in knowing what to look for in what they study. Next, problems with measuring attitude changes. Using pre-change and then post-change surveys to measure attitudinal change is problematic as people may view the scale differently when they answer it a second time. The last one is science approaches to research. The ability to use techniques such as hypothesis testing and assessing cause-effect relationship is questioned in relation to OD being a process based on action research.
Change management approach. Change can be viewed not just checklists of to-do, but as a series of stages unfolding over time from initiation through implementation to conclusion. The most famous model of this kind was developed by Kru Lewin, who argued that change has three main stages, which are unfreezing, moving, and refreezing. Unfreezing is the changing attitude by making people feel uncomfortable about the way things are, because they could be improved and so establishing the motive to change. Moving is the implementing the change to move to the desired new state. While refreezing is embedding or institutionalizing the new behavior to prevent people from drifting back to previous way of doing things. Stage model of change management is focused on strategic, intentional, and usually large-scale change, entails following a variety of steps. The exact steps vary depending upon the model used. Believe that achieving organizational change is possible through a coordinated and planned approach. Change management approach Koto's X-step model establish a sense of urgency, form a powerful guiding coalition, create a vision, communicate the vision, empower others to act on the vision, plan for and create short-term wins, consolidate gains, produce more change, and institutionalize new approach. First step, establish a sense of urgency, is examine market and competitive realities, identify and discuss crises and opportunities. Second step, form a powerful guiding coalition, assemble a group with power to lead change, and encourage this group to work together as a team. Step 3. Create a vision. Create a vision to direct the change effort and develop strategies to achieve that vision. Step 4. Communicate the vision. Communicate thoroughly the vision and strategies, and having the guiding coalition model the new behaviors. Step 5. Empower others to act on the vision. Remove obstacles to change system or structure that undermine the vision. Encourage risk-taking and unconditional thinking. Step 6. Plan for and create short-term wins. Plan for visible performance improvement and reward employees involved in improvement. Step 7. Consolidate gains, produce more change. Change system structure and policy that don't fit vision. Hire and develop staff who can implement the vision. Maintain momentum with new teams, projects, and change agents. Step 8. Institutionalize new approach. Link the new behavior clearly with corporate success. Ensure leadership develop and succession.
What is appreciative inquiry? Appreciative inquiry is a strengths-based, positive approach to leadership development and organizational change. AI can be used by individuals, team, organization, or at the social level. In each case, it helps people move towards a shared vision for the future by engaging others in strategic innovation. A shift from an programs. Appreciative inquiry is a group process that encourages into identifies and further develop the best of what is in organization in order to create a better future. Appreciative inquiry is also important, in which it is best to gain knowledge to help develop and design future goals based on current underlying assumptions. I would like to share with you the technique involved four steps, which are ding ding ding. First, discovery. Participants explore the best of what is, identifying the organization's strengths, best practice, and sources of excellence, vitality, and peak performance. You will find example of when your company has been at its best around innovation, and then identify the common factors in these stories. Second is dream. Participants envision a future they really want, a future where the organization is fully engaged and successful around its core purpose and strategic objective. You will work to create a vision of the future that is invigorating and inspiring, something you truly want. Third is design. Participants leverage the best of what is in their vision for the future to design high impact strategy that move the organization creatively and visibly in the right direction. You get as strategic and tactical as possible, for example, creating models for your future. The last step is destiny. Participants put their strategies into action, revising as necessary. Your team will work to implement your design to make the vision a reality. By applying this technique, it is easy to know in terms of what situation they have to change and how they should change. It is easy because the significantly link of what and how to change are not easily separate.
Next, the contemporary approach, positive organization scholarship, or known as POS. There is a new movement in organization science that emerged in the early 2000s to encompass other approaches. Meaning of POS is positive stand for organic science. Organizations study organizational context, scholarship, rigorous theory, and science. What is positive organizational scholarship? It is prior approaches focus on negative deviance or problems in managing change, thinking about positive aspects of organizational life and building change programs to spread change in organizational which should be the main focus. There are four core assumptions related to these approaches, which is first, different factors involved in creating positive or problem state. Second, virtues and values are important to study. Third, positive states shape behavior. And lastly, studying positive state is important. Furthermore, it can be considered as a coaching method to assist organization. The coaching organization to identify their best play to understand the behaviors and dynamic underlying them, and then work out how to spread to the others part of the organization. For leadership strategy that enable positive design is first positive climate, how to create positive emotion. Second, positive relationship interact well with each other. Third, positive communication, feedback that frame how positively highlight success and strength. And lastly, positive meaning, how to make work meaningful. Next approach is contingency approaches. What is contingency approach? The approach tries to match specific technique or concept of managing to the specific situation at hand in order to attain organizational objective more effectively. The contingency approach challenges the view that there is one best way. Its underlying assumption that the style of change will vary depending upon the scale of the change and the receptivity to change of organizational members. Contingency approach. Different contingency models focus on different factors as the key one to consider. For example, we can take a look at the Stace Dumpy model. For Stace Dumpy contingency model of change can be focused on two factors, which is style of change and scale of change. 1. Style of change. There are four styles, which is the first one is collaborative, attract large-scale participation for the employee of the organization. Second, consultative, consult the employee before implement organizational change by involving them later in the process of goal setting related to their area of expertise. The third one is directive.
This participation from the employee and uses authority for implementing vital decisions related to the organization change. 4. Coercive. Exercise coercion or force for implementing organizational change on the member of the organization. Second one is scale of changes. Incremental versus transformative. Incremental more appropriate when an organization is already maintaining its best fit. Transformative can be necessary in situation when organization is running out of fit and require transformational changes. 4 resulting strategies, which is 1. Participative evolution, 2. Forces evolution, 3. Charismatic transformation, and 4. Dictatorial transformation. The picture expands on two scales of change used, which is incremental and transformative, by using the full style of change that will produce resulting strategies. To summarize on the model, the style of change as well as the scale of change have to be matched to the needs of the organization. Managers will adopt change style depending upon the prevailing circumstances. Organizations might adopt different parts of change at different periods of time.